Hey, look at this woman. Look at this woman. The thing is, I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of it. I need you to hit to start it off, bro. I don't know what to make of this, bro.
I've seen an extended clip of this, and she thinks that she's literally in the middle dancing while everyone's singing or doing whatever.
Well, that's because she's the leader. She's the leader of the party, you know?
She's a clown. She's an absolute clown. She's a toad, bro. She thinks they're like cheering her on, but they're laughing at her, bro. You know, like she's a circus animal, bro. Mm-hmm. Look at her. Oh my God! I can't forget the muku in the corner of her mouth. Every time she talks, I think there's the one just lodged that lives. There's a piece of muku that just lived in the corner of her mouth as well. Bro, see this woman? Everything about her is just wrong. I saw her the other day, yeah, and you know what's mad as well, yeah. Like you said this as well. You hit the nail on the head when we spoke earlier on, yeah. In Black History Month, yeah, this woman was on television the other day because obviously there's the whole conversation about institutional racism and stuff because of the police got found out on the story we done the other day on the cover and all that stuff. She's saying,
concrete evidence. And she said what, brother? She said what, please?
Bro, Rosa Parks would have took her flip-flops off to slap this gal in her face. You know that one's there, bro.
She said there's no institutionalized racism in the UK when the documentary had undercover people with concrete evidence showing police officers being nothing but racist.
But she doesn't realize they just use her as a mouthpiece, like they use Kwasi Kwarteng and all these other black people and these brown people like Priti Patel and all them, yeah. They just literally, they've brought you there as a black person, yeah? Because they know you're a little raccoon and things, yeah? They know you're full raccoon and stuff, yeah? They've brought you there to ask you about institutional racism, something that we as black people and brown people been fighting for since we arrived in this country and things there, yeah?
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. You mentioned it's Black History Month, right? This month of all months, guess what news just came out? Stephen Lawrence's killers. One of them is due to be released very soon. He's sent a letter to Stephen Lawrence's father begging for his forgiveness, but refuses to identify who stabbed Stephen Lawrence. So he's begging for forgiveness. And this is happening.
I would have thought that letter made a paper plane with it and just dashed it into the pond.
This happened a few days ago, bro. So this is a perfect example of there's no racism or no institutionalized racism. The police covered this up when they had all the evidence that these boys stabbed Stephen Lawrence. I remember it was 1993. I was a child, but I remember that era vividly. It being on the news, it being on the radio. It was the talk of the country. Police were covering it up and people were finding out. Even their own internal investigation unit were coming up with stuff trying to cover it up, and independent people, private people were getting involved in the investigation, supporting their own family, and eventually found out that these boys killed their own little, but they tried to cover it up. So how's there no institutionalized racism?
Yeah, 100%. Everything you said, 100% correct. And the funny thing about Kemi as well is, yeah, she don't realize when it's time to like vote again and stuff. Most of the people in the party is gonna vote her out because she thinks they're cheering her on as this leader and all them things there, bro. They just literally, bro. I can't.
The Conservative Party wants the majority of the black votes because they're constantly trying to make the Labour Party look racist. Every time they say it. And I don't care if they are or not, but I know this, the strategy, the tactic they're using is so black people go conservative because of Kemi. But bro, I mean, I can't speak for a black people. Me personally, the kind of black person I am, black people same here. That will look at Kemi and go, I'm going to vote for conservative because Kemi's there. I don't know. Yeah. I've not met one.
And you know what? See these kind of black people, yeah, they're kind of like things I want to say I can't really say on the internet and stuff, yeah. These kind of black people, they're so like detrimental to like our progression and our movement and things like that.
Panderers.
In the fact that we've come so far in like, man is so grateful to all the people that paved the way for us to be where we are now because obviously at some point we weren't equal to white people. We've done so much and stuff, yeah. And there's still like loads of roads to be made and stuff, loads of like improvements to be made and stuff, yeah. And bro, that's why I phoned you the other day. I watched the 6 o'clock news and she said there's no institutional racism. And bro, I just wanted to. If I could have grabbed her through television, bro, I would have done some damage to her.
Well, you know
bro.
what, bro? You're even giving her too much credit. You're even giving her too much credit. You're giving her too much credit. You forget. You forget when she said this. She said this as a documentary was out, which exposed police officers from the top to the bottom being racist, being sexist, being homophobic. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Which exposed them on private cameras with secret audio tapings, and she still said it. That's how I don't want to say what I want to say.
Rama's material shows a corrupt clique of officers engaging in absolutely reprehensible behaviour. They're racist, they're misogynist, they're bragging about excess use of force, and they're showing a complete disregard for the people of London that they serve. Within 48 hours, 10 individuals were suspended from duty, away from being able to harm the public. Others were restricted, and we've broken up the local teams at Charing Cross.
I've gone on her TikTok comments and stuff, and one of them videos where she's dancing and stuff. Yeah, there's bare people. This is what she don't realize is not for these people that you're championing. Yeah, leader of the Conservative Party and because let's keep it real. Conservative Party has never been known to be like it's been known to be a racist party for time. Let's keep it real. Full of like middle class white people who just, do you know what I'm saying? They don't really assimilate. Anyway.
Which party would you think is less racist?
Well, obviously, Labour's the working man's party. Labour's meant to be the inclusive working man's party and them things there. But ever since Jeremy Corbyn, they've been labelled anti-Semitic and all them things. They mashed him up and them things there. And anyway, yeah, like most of these people she's championing and stuff, yeah, bro, they can't stand you. In the TikTok comments, they're saying, because I don't know what age she came. I know she was born here and then she went to Nigeria and she came back here when she was like 16, 17 or whatever.
I thought she was born in Nigeria.
No, I think she was born here and then she was, I think she was born here and then taken to Nigeria as a baby, and then she came back here when she was like a teenager. Bro, there's bare people in the comments. You know these people waving the flags. They're saying, "Oh, you're not from this country," and and all this stuff.
Oh, you'll be reminded.
Regardless or not, even when you're born here, Drazzy, you know these are things we've witnessed. Even when you're born here, these people will still tell you go back to where you're from,
bro.
So it don't really matter at all.
The video we done on the flags, yeah. When I posted a clip on social media, do you remember the backlash that we got?
Yeah.
Majority non-blacks. The backlash that we got. And one guy called me the N-word.
Even if a pig is born in a horse pen or something.
Yeah, if a pig's born in a stable doesn't make it a horse or something like that. And then one guy called me the N-word, then had the cheek to say, "Can I come on your podcast and debate with you about why you're not from here?"
I know.
Oh my God. Yo, you couldn't make this stuff up, bro. You couldn't make this stuff up. Even if you had the most Stephen King's imagination, bro, you couldn't make this stuff up. Do you know what I mean?
She's like literally, you know, like when I watched Django and I saw my man Samuel Jackson, I was like, raw, that's mad. You know them ones, that's mad. Like the living, just, I've said this before on other things when I've talked about things like this, yeah? The things she's saying, imagine a white conservative leader after that documentary's been presented to the public it's been proven the Met themselves, the people themselves, the commissioners, they've come out and told you it's something that they need to weed out all the bad seeds that institutionally is bad in them things there, yeah? You are going to come here and say it's not.
Bro, the chief of police himself said he is working to clean it up and he sacked a few people. He himself. That's his division. Who are you to say there's no institutionalized racism within the Met when the chief of police himself knows that division better than you do? And he said it himself. He honestly, she's suffering from that massa, you know, that massa syndrome. You know, them ones there, like she, you know, like, don't get me wrong, like, there's nothing wrong with the white culture and all that stuff, but it's like she doesn't know that she's black. I don't think she thinks her name's Kemi. She might think her name's Karen or something. You know them ones there? She might think her name is, I don't know. Listen, you can love what you love, but you cannot change who you are and what you are. Do you understand? That's the way I look at it. Do you know what I mean? You can't change who you are. I don't think she thinks she's black.
She's as black as my body.
I don't identify as Nigerian. I don't identify as Nigerian. She said, I don't identify as Nigerian. I identify as Luke Skywalker.
And she thinks the delusion is ridiculous. She thinks these people. That's why we've been fighting this fight all this time. She thinks these people think that she's part of them. And when she's dancing in that club, she's thinking, yeah, look, they're cheering me on. She's gonna get in her car thinking, yeah. Oh my God.
Probably laughing at her, bro. As soon as the music stopped and they said, right, yeah, you want to go to the toilet for a quick sniff?
Bro,
when
you know,
the
like,
toilet started laughing at her.
you know that was there.
She's
You know,
idiot.
on LBC, yeah, on LBC, the presenter Nick Ferrari was talking to her, and he used the analogy of the Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim, who's known to be a loser, to say that's basically how the public. So he used the Ruben Amorim analogy for her, saying basically that's how the public seen her. Ruben Amorim is a flipping loser, bro. He ain't achieved nothing.
And they compared her to him, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And laugh in her face about it. He can say that to her and laugh in her face about it and them things there. Do you know what I'm saying? Because she's just out here like the rest of these coloured people. They're tokenized. They're token. That's all it is. You can't be real and be. It seems to me, I don't think a real black person would ever make it through the door of this government. Like, you know, like people that actually champion black people or champion ethnic minorities and will speak loudly about it. It will always be these raccoons.
Let us know what you think, guys. Leave your comments in the comment section. What do you think about this conversation? How do you feel about Kemi Badenoch? How do you feel about her being a leader of the Conservative Party? Sorry.
How do you feel about the gap in her teeth, the muck in the corner
How
of
do
her
you feel about the
mouth?
foam on the side of her
How do you feel about
mouth?
sweet Caroline?
And how do you feel about the fact that everyone that they put to champion black people always seems to
Is a
have
raccoon.
a non-black partner? Is that coincidental?
And a non-black way of
Is that
thinking.
coincidental? Let us know, man. Let us know. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Press the notification button to be up to date with everything that we post in the future. Thank you very much for watching. And once again, my brother, peace, beloved.
Peace, beloved.
Peace, beloved.
Always.